Hello, eighth graders. I hope that you're doing all right and that you are enjoying your last week of school before spring break. Woo! Today and tomorrow, I'm going to have you be working on wrapping up all of your recording and the creation part of your documentaries. This means that you'll have today and tomorrow to catch up on filming your A and B roll if you haven't already. More than half of you have, but there's a few of you still not submitting evidence that it's been finished. And also finishing up your narrations. That means if you've already finished A and B roll, you have today and tomorrow to finish recording or creating your narration. And then if you haven't finished A B roll, you have today and tomorrow to finish A and B roll and create and finish your narration part of your project. So we are still following the plan that we made on the 26th and the 30th. So we're still following this. As of now, we've finished your research. You've done that part here, this number one, researching for facts. We finished that. And that was what we did where you submitted evidence of going through your source. So that should be finished, and that's going to help you create your narration, that information. You should have shot your A-roll and B-roll footage. So that means that all that should be left is to do your narration. So you should have all that information that you've gathered from your research that we already did that you will use to create your narration. So the research we did last week, you'll use to create your narration this week. What you will be doing in your narration, here, let me open this up. What you'll be doing in your narration is using the skills that we used in our formative assessment last unit. So that formative assessment we did when we learned about making short speeches and how it's really good and persuasive to use a story, to create a why, to make people get on board with the thing that you're saying. So try and use and reference those skills as much as possible while creating a narration. In your narration, you should be sure to do three things. You need to outline and describe the environmentally damaging practice that your family partakes in. You'll use your voiceover narration description to help you make sense of all of the A and B roll footage that you shot. So as you're showing footage of family members or people partaking in the environmentally damaging practice that you should have already gathered in your footage, you'll use this this voiceover, this narration to help you describe that and highlight that. Your second task is, or the second thing you should cover, in your narration is you should be sure that you are linking your family's practices, so the practice that your family does, to a greater world environmental problem. So you're really going to need to describe and make that clear link to how what your family does contributes to this problem, and explain why that environmental issue is so damaging to the world. So that's where you'll be pulling out your facts from your research that you've done. Oh, did you know this type of waste contributes to this problem in the world? That's where you'll be doing this. You also need to provide a persuasive argument for why your family should change this bad habit to help the environment. So you need to give maybe some reasons or even some alternatives. You can say you can do this instead of that, or you shouldn't do this because of this reason. Remember, this documentary is about our families, but also for our families. So in the end, once we finish creating all of this, like I've said in the unit introduction, we're going to be using this documentary and showing it to our families. So we want it to be persuasive. We want the argument in it to show something that should change for specific reasons. And we want to be able to persuade our families to maybe try and do things a little differently to help the environment and to help the world. So for today, you need to show evidence of completing your proof of narration, today or tomorrow. It'll be due tomorrow on Thursday, but if you finish it today, great, you're done for the week. You're going to show proof of narration. And so using this document here, all you're going to need to do, just like last time, is provide some evidence that you've completed the narration for your documentary. And you can do that either by having a screenshot or a photo of some voice recordings that you've done. You can insert that here, or you can just put in the script for your narration here if you'd rather just do that. Just show me that you have worked on and you've completed your narration, either with evidence of your script or evidence of voice recordings. And that's what you're doing for today and tomorrow. I'm giving you, it's not quite a catch-up day, but more just a day to be sure that we're on track. So there won't be a new task tomorrow. You can just use that day to either finish all of your footage and narration, or relax if you're able to finish it all today. I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with in your narrations. Sorry, one thing I forgot to point out is your narration is up to you creatively. It can be whatever format you want. You just have to have those 3 things that I talked about. If you have any questions about this, please email me or make a comment on the post so others can see if you feel like it might be a common question. Good luck, and if I don't talk to you again, have a wonderful spring break and rest, please. I will talk to you when we get back. Bye, guys.